Hello everybody, my name is OP Julian and I'm sorry for the delay, but this is my video for the upcoming Akainu Fest event. Akainu, Gekko Moria, Boa Hancock, Kizaru, Marco, Enel, Doflamingo, Magellan and Hancock. All these characters will be farmable during this event and you will be able to get their respective skills. Their respective gadgets should be happening like shown. These stages should last for 2 days until the next character are to be pulled for. In the pulls, you will be able to get this character's special abilities and silver skills. What may happen, like it did on the Jap version, will be one 10+1 30 coin pull each gacha stage. This adds up to 5 cheaper pulls. What's more is that in these pulls you are guaranteed to get one 4-star special card. Not only will you be able to farm the characters in their respective stages, there will also be limited time quests. The first kind of this is the loot quest. In this, most likely 1 hour at a time quest, you have to defeat waves of gorilla enemies, and after each wave a treasure buggy appears. This means that you may be able to farm several treasure buggies in one stage. And keep in mind that one treasure buggy is guaranteed to give a golden treasure chest. Secondly, there is the versus quest. This will be hard stages released towards the end of the event, comparable with challenge quests from character acquisition events. This means that you will have to fight Joss, Marco and Whitebeard, who have very high levels and shouldn't be attempted if you do not have the recommended strength. These quests, however, will reward you with diamonds upon first completion. Sengoku is a fighter dealing physical damage and has the auto skill The Right Rules. This means that all allied marines around Sengoku get increased physical attack and movement speed. His skills include Daichan. Sengoku surrounds himself with a mighty aura, angering enemies and increasing his own physical attack as well as physical defense. Bombardment Order. Sengoku orders a navy ship to attack a circular area in front of him, dealing physical damage. His special is Giant Buddha, in which Sengoku mode changes into his Golden Buddha version to become resistant to all crowd control, as well as passive damage like incineration or poison. Furthermore, he has the ability to do 2 new skills in this form: Lotus, which massively heals surrounding enemies and negates damage completely, and Shockwave, dealing physical damage in a circular area in front of him. Sengoku is an okay character and he's 100% what you would call a tank. His problem lies with him only be able to deal physical damage and him only having one special and never getting another one. The special being a mode change makes, and the fact of him having only one other damage skill makes him pretty unreliable for extreme events. To get in depth about Magellan, watch my videos from his event, linked in the eye icon in the top right corner now, or click the link in the video description. The same counts for Doflamingo. His video is linked in the upper right corner now, or clickable in the description. Enel is a mid-range character dealing lightning damage and has the auto skill Mantra. This means that his own evasion rate is greatly increased. His skills include El Thor. Enel unleashes a massive lightning from above, hitting the targeted enemy, dealing lightning damage in a circular area around the hit target and stunning hit enemies. 30 million volt Hino. Enel creates a hawk-shaped bundle of electricity, dealing lightning damage in a rectangular area in front of him. His special is Mamaragan, in which Enel creates a massive thunderstorm raining down in a large circular area around himself, dealing lightning damage and paralyzing hit enemies. Sorry Nami, but Enel is easily the best lightning character out there. He is part of the new era of mid-ranges, and as that, a very good choice for just about everything. Except for when the enemy is lightning resistant, but there aren't so many. There's Luffy. That's about it. That makes Enel a great character for almost all situations. Marco. Polo. Sorry. Marco is an assassin dealing physical damage and has the auto skill First Division Commander. This means that his evasion is increased. His skills include Shield. Marco shields himself and allies inside the shield, negating all damage. Phoenix's Claw. Marco deals special damage by attacking the targeted enemy with a kick from above. His special is Blue Flames of Resurrection, in which Marco transforms into a phoenix. form, negating all crowd control and passive damage. Furthermore, his movement speed and evasion rate are increased. He also has 2 new skills in this form. The first one is Secret of the Phoenix, in which Marco lunges into enemy lines, dealing special damage. The second one is Flame of Restoration, in which Marco creates a shockwave around himself, dealing special damage, knocking up enemies' hits, and healing himself. Marco is the first character whose mode change really disappoints me. He should have a passive HP regeneration in this form, which would be okay with the lore. Also, that would make him more viable, because the way he's now, a squishy assassin with only a mode changer special, he is not really that useful in extreme events. Because you cannot have a damage character with dramatically high cooldown times. Assassins require their skills and special to not only deal damage, but also survive themselves. Marco does not have this sadly, but he will get another special in the future that strengthens him more to a level that realistically shows his abilities. Kizaru is an assassin dealing special damage and has the auto skill Grey Area Justice. This means that attacks have a chance of blinding the enemy. His skills include Sacred Yata Mirror. Kizaru teleports forwards, dealing special damage on the way and stunning the enemy's hit. Amaterasu. Kizaru deals special damage in the circular area in front of him, confusing the enemy's hits. Kusanagi. Kizaru teleports behind the targeted enemy and then slashing him and an area behind him, dealing special damage and stunning hit enemies. His first special is Laser Blast, in which he charges up a laser shot, creating a big explosion when hitting the enemy and blinding enemies' hits. His special number 2 is Yasakani's Sacred Jewel, in which he jumps up and penetrates enemies in a cone area in front of him, dealing special damage. Kizaru is the first example of many that shows how well an old character can do when new attacks come along. He will get a yet better special in the future, but his skill set alone is now a reason to play him. Furthermore, his damage type, special damage, is the same like Magellan. There are no real counters to it, and therefore Kizaru can be used in any situation. He's an all-around talent, but remember that he is an assassin. He's pretty squishy and has enough crowd control in forms of stunning and confusing that an active player will do just fine with him. Just remember to not use his Laser Blast special if you have the chance, because its charge up is way too long. Like with Magellan and Doflamingo, you will find more information about Hancock when you see my video about her, which is linked in the upper right corner and the description. Gecko Moria is a mid-range dealing special damage and has the auto skill Strong Intention of Hard Hitting. This means that the attack of surrounding enemies is increased. His skills include Doppelmann. Moria creates a Doppelmann that attacks the targeted enemy and a small area around him, dealing special damage. Black Box. Moria traps the targeted enemy inside a black box, stunning him and letting the box explode shortly after, dealing heavy special damage. His special is Shadow Gathering, in which Moria draws in all enemies around him, dealing special damage, restoring 36% of Moria's own health and increasing his own attack. Moria's damage is exceptional. You should probably realize that by yourself, just by the numbers I've posted here. But all these skills deal special damage, so they are not to be counted. I would suggest going for Moria. Wouldn't there be one thing? Both of his normal skills attack one target only. He's completely useless when having to clear out waves of enemies, and he cannot even survive these waves of enemies alone, so he could only be used as a second character. And to add to that, his skills are useless against giant enemies. You know, the giant animals we have to face from time to time. So Moria can only be used against one character, and that has to be a small one. Pretty underwhelming for a Shichibukai. Akainu, the last in the pack, is a warrior dealing fire damage and has the auto skill Thorough Justice. That means that all attacks of Akainu incinerate the enemy. His skills include Hound Crimson Lotus. Akainu creates a magma dog flying towards the targeted enemy, dealing fire damage on everyone it hits. Mago. Akainu transforms his fist into a large magma fist, dealing fire damage in a small area in front of him. His special is Meteor Volcano, in which he fires a bunch of magma fists into the air, letting them rain down in a circular area in front of him, dealing fire damage. Akainu is like the short-range version of Ace. Akainu just deals a lot more damage. If you can overlook the fact that he's a warrior, or have a bunch of good warrior scene cards, this character is the one for you. To be honest, he's the first warrior this game sees that is undoubtedly very useful in extreme events. The only bad thing about him is that his attacks have a pretty small area they hit. But because of the massive damage, all enemies will literally evaporate when hit. There are so many good characters in here that it would be a shame to not pull. A few of the best characters in this game are here: Enel, Boa Hancock, Magellan, and of course Akainu. I will try and get a few 5-star specials. I suggest you to try the same. The supposed 30 coin pulls ease the mind for pulling and not waiting for something else. To be honest, at first I thought, what the hell, Bandai, skipping 3 months of events? What has gotten into you? But all these great characters at once kind of call me, and at the same time let me hype up for this event. And the fact that we get a present of Akainu stuff is awesome! I just hope that at least some of these skipped events will still get run sometime and not just skipped. Sorry again for being able to upload this video only this late. But anyways, thank you for watching, and if you have any question, feel like I forgot anything, or have a topic you would like me to make a video about, feel free to leave a comment in the comment section below the video. You can also hit me up on my Facebook, which is below linked, or ask in the link's Discord channel about, well, pretty much everything One Piece 1000 Storm related. Until next video, and as always, have a nice day.